This is a video about several of the events post-World War I that the League of Nations sorted out but eventually led to more treaty disputes and eventually an outbreak of war.
The conflict over Vilna, the capital of newly formed Lithuania, was an example of what would happen if a territory in one country had a large majority of its population originally from a different country. Majority of the population in the city was originally from Poland, which had been reformed after the war. So in 1920, an army from Poland, with no affiliation to the government, took advantage of this and invaded Vilna. The League got involved after Lithuania asked it to, but Poland wouldn't budge, and France and Britain were not prepared to take action due to the fact that Poland could be an ally against Germany later in time. The League failed to follow through, did nothing, and Poland kept Vilna.
In Upper Silesia, this border dispute was more civilized and effectively dealt with by the League than the Vilna case. Upper Silesia was home to numerous German and Polish people, and was on the border between the two countries. The area was a major industrial region that both countries sought to gain, and so the League organized a plebiscite that would determine who would get it. The poll swung in Germany's favor in the urban areas, whilst in the rural territories Poland was favored. So the League was split, the region accordingly, and took precautions to prevent future arguments.
The Åland Islands between Sweden and Finland were wanted by both countries post-war, and so the two countries asked the League to decide who would get them. The League deliberated and then assigned them to Finland. Sweden backed off immediately, with no further arguments.
Corfu, 1923. The incident in Corfu it occurred in 1923. Land between Albania and Greece was to be sorted by an Italian general. However, he was killed in August, on the Greece side. Mussolini, the Italian leader, was furious. He demanded that they pay compensation and kill the murderers. However, Greece did not know who the murderers were. So eventually, Mussolini bombarded Greece, occupied, and killed 15 people on the island of Corfu. Greece went straight to the League, and they condemned Mussolini's actions. They told Greece to pay compensation, and if the killers were ever found, officially, he accepted the proposal and the idea, but went behind the League's back, using the Conference of Ambassadors to overrule the action. The Greeks eventually had to apologize and pay compensation. Mussolini left Corfu bragging and boasting about his success. This eventually led to the League being discredited and being made to seem weaker.
The Geneva Protocol was crafted in 1924 as a way to prevent members of the League of Nations taking advantage of their power within it. It stated that if two countries within the League were in disagreement, then they would still have to agree to the Council's final decision. During this time, there was a change in government in Britain, and the new government would not agree to the terms, scared that they would be forced to act in ways detrimental to them.
Bulgaria in 1925. The Greek and Bulgarian conflict in 1925, sometimes referred to as the War of Stray Dogs, began with the death of a Greek soldier at the border, which led to the Greek invasion of Bulgaria. The League became involved and condemned Greece's actions, forcing them to retreat and pay reparations of £45,000 to Bulgaria.